Bread is our favorite in the family. My name is Noah. My family has a special tradition. It started many years ago. Mom learned it from grandma. She loved making simple meals. Dad always enjoyed her cooking. My sister loved helping too. I usually watched from nearby. Our kitchen stayed busy. Mornings were always special. Mom woke up early. She opened the kitchen window. Fresh air came inside. Then she started preparing breakfast. Dad usually came downstairs. He always looked very hungry. My sister followed him. I came last. Everyone gathered around the table. Mom placed breakfast before us. Dad poured the drinks. My sister passed the plates. I helped with the cups. Soon we were all eating together. Nobody rushed those mornings. We talked about everything. Sometimes Dad told funny stories. Mom laughed at his jokes. My sister teased him. I usually laughed too. Those moments felt very peaceful. They were simple moments, but they meant a lot. One Saturday, Mom found an old recipe. It belonged to Grandma. The paper looked very old. Mom smiled while reading it. She remembered her childhood. Dad stood beside her. He looked at the recipe. He smiled immediately. Your mother wrote that. Mom nodded. She seemed very happy. Then she started preparing everything. She measured the flour carefully. She added warm water. Then she added some salt. She mixed everything slowly. My sister wanted to help. Mom gave her a bowl. Dad prepared the oven. I cleaned the table. Everyone had something to do. The kitchen became very warm. The smell filled the house. Dad became impatient. He checked the oven twice. Mom started laughing. You need to wait. Dad smiled. I am only checking. We all laughed. Finally, the food was ready. Mom placed it on the table. Dad immediately sat down. My sister followed him. I brought the drinks. Everyone took a piece. The first bite was wonderful. Nobody spoke for a moment. We simply enjoyed the meal. Then, Dad looked at Mom. He smiled. This tastes like home. Mom looked very happy. She remembered Grandma again. That morning, we talked about our childhood. Dad shared old memories. Mom told funny stories. My sister asked many questions. I listened carefully. Those stories brought us closer. Our family loved those mornings. The tradition continued for years. Every Sunday, we ate together. Dad usually went downtown. He always returned with something. Mom prepared the rest. My sister helped her. I usually set the table. Sometimes we invited relatives. Sometimes we stayed together. Either way, everyone enjoyed the meal. One Sunday, Dad forgot something. He returned home empty handed. Mom looked at him. She immediately knew. You forgot our favorite. Dad froze. Then he started laughing. My sister laughed too. I could not stop laughing. Dad grabbed his keys. He quickly went downtown. 20 minutes later, he returned home. He carried several warm loaves. Everyone cheered. Mom started preparing breakfast. Dad looked very proud. We all sat together. That morning felt special, not because of expensive food, not because of a fancy table. It felt special because everyone was together. Another year brought hard times. Dad lost his job. Money became difficult. He worried about everything. Mom stayed beside him. She never blamed him. Instead, she encouraged him. You will find something. Dad kept looking. He visited many places. He made many calls. He heard many refusals. Still, he continued trying. One evening, he came home smiling. We knew something changed. Mom asked, "What happened?" Dad shared his good news. He found another job. Mom hugged him tightly. My sister started crying. I hugged him too. Everyone felt relieved. That evening, Mom prepared our favorite meal. We sat around the table. Dad smiled at everyone. He looked very thankful. He raised his glass. Tonight, we celebrate together. We all smiled. That meal became unforgettable. It reminded us of hope. Hard times can pass, good days can return, family can give strength. We learned that together. Years continued passing. I eventually became older. My sister became busy too. Dad worked less. Mom cooked more. Still, our Sunday tradition remained. Nobody wanted to lose it. Even busy schedules could wait. Every Sunday we found time. Sometimes Dad bought fresh supplies. Sometimes Mom cooked everything. Sometimes my sister brought dessert. I usually brought drinks. Then everyone sat together. The table became our meeting place. We talked about our lives. We shared our problems. We shared our good news. We laughed about old stories. We remembered grandma. We remembered our childhood. We enjoyed every moment. One rainy evening, the electricity stopped. The entire house became dark. Rain hit the windows. The wind became very strong. We could not watch television. We could not use the stove. Mom found some candles. Dad found a flashlight. Then Mom brought some food. We sat around the table. The candle gave us light. Dad started telling stories. My sister laughed loudly. Mom laughed too. Soon, everyone forgot the storm. Nobody complained. Nobody felt bored. We simply talked together. That night taught me something. Happiness does not need much. Sometimes family is enough. Sometimes simple food is enough. Sometimes a small table is enough. The years passed quickly. I moved away for work. Living alone felt strange. I missed my parents. I missed my sister. I missed our Sunday mornings. I missed mom's cooking. I missed dad's jokes. I missed our family table. During my first month away, I felt very lonely. My apartment felt empty. Nobody asked about my day. Nobody waited for me. Nobody laughed beside me. One weekend, I called home. Dad answered first. He sounded happy. "Come visit us." I smiled. "I will come soon." That weekend, I traveled home. Mom knew I was coming. She prepared my favorite meal. Dad went downtown early. My sister helped Mom. When I opened the door, the familiar smell returned. I immediately smiled. Mom hugged me. Dad hugged me too. My sister laughed. "You finally came home." I looked around. Everything felt familiar. The same kitchen remained. The same table remained. The same chairs remained. I felt like a child again. We sat together. Mom served everyone. Dad passed the plates. My sister poured drinks. I helped with dessert. Then we started eating. I looked around the table. Everyone looked happy. I felt deeply thankful. Those moments meant everything. The meal tasted wonderful, but the company mattered more. That day, I understood our tradition. It was never just about food. It was about coming home. It was about sitting together. It was about feeling loved. It was about keeping memories. It was about family. Today, I still love those mornings. Mom still prepares family meals. Dad still shops downtown. My sister still makes jokes. I still set the table. Everyone still enjoys those moments. Our favorite food remains important. It connects us to grandma. It connects us to childhood. It connects us to home. It reminds us of difficult years. It reminds us of happy days. It reminds us of family love. I learned something from my parents. Simple traditions can become powerful. Small moments can become memories. Ordinary meals can become special. Families need time together. Families need laughter together. Families need shared memories. Our tradition gives us that. Whenever we sit together, the world feels slower. Nobody needs expensive things. Nobody needs perfect days. We only need each other. Mom brings warmth. Dad brings laughter. My sister brings energy. I bring my stories. Together, we make another memory. That is what matters most. Bread is our favorite, but family means much more. Bread brings us together. Love keeps us together. Memories stay with us. And whenever we eat together, I remember where I belong.